Jamaican status to become a free sovereign human being under the Nyankophone government.
Okay. Okay, now I understand and all that. So I guess we pretty much will be seeing a lot of things that will be taking place between now because go ahead.
You have to remember, you know, from 1738, as I said, the Maroons have not been educated as how to express their will as a people.
Right.
So now that we have now given them the information and the education that they need to exercise their right. So you see people moving with this new information that is international law and are expressing their rights and freedom.
Okay, now I understand what you're saying and all that. That's all.
We have to understand that when they say that we are black people, you know, black means ignorant and without knowledge of the law. So globally, as in the scriptures, it describes us as Moors or Maroons with a particular color to the skin and our hair. So we have a heritage and a cultural background to support our identity. We don't need anybody to create an identity which is out of our jurisdiction or out of our own cultural identity. We have the right to determine our cultural identity from the history of our ancestors.
Okay. I understand what you're saying. Yeah, I learn a lot. I learn a lot today. I never know that's the way it was and so forth and all of that. You know, and I thank you for your information and so forth. Thank you very much for that. It's very helpful information. I'm gonna talk to Mr. Lewis. Yeah, man. Tell me talk to Mr. Lewis.
The last guy.
Yes, blessings.
And one of the things we have to recognize is the people stand together. All those taxes that have been collected over the years, the people can reclaim. Reclaim
back all the taxes for all the years that the government have been taking.
Have been
stolen. Yes.
Those taxes are illegal. First of all, none of those taxes were lawfully consented by the majority of the people living on the island. It was just a particular or set amount of people comes up with an idea and decision without the participation of the people and infringe on their rights and declare their ideas to become law, to which nothing about law can operate in that manner.
Okay, I didn't even know that. I'm glad you brought that up to my attention. Well, I heard about it, but now you brought it to my attention. I understand now.
So,
yes, last year I know.
You will be hearing more from the Nyankophone government. I know that maybe it's fairly new. It may be new in name, but in identity as ancestral being, the Nyankophone has been in existence for years.
Right.
It was even before the peace treaty of 1738.
Okay. Last year, I know.
Yeah, man, that is the sounding of the original band that was owned by Nanny of the Maroon, one of our fundamental freedom fighters.
Oh, so that is the sound of the... Okay, so that is the... Blow it... Will we hear it again?
And that... You want to hear that again? And the Abeng, this one was officially owned by our chief warrior and queen, Nanny of the Maroon. And it is now owned by the paramount chief. It has been handed down to him. So that alone should show you the importance of LEWS and the governance that now exists. It cares about a cultural, a heritage, and a historical background.
So wait a minute. So it had been handed down to him, but the new one that's in now, does he supposed to have without he have that? He's supposed to have that too.
The Abeng is a representation to show a person of official elect of leadership.
Oh, so he doesn't. So the new Mr. Curry, what? Mr. Curry, he don't have that.
No, man, that is not the official.
Oh.
He has the official, the original, the historical
So okay, no, I understand. No, I understand. Well, thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much. I talk to Mr. Lewis again.
Yes, my brother.
So, LA, you have you said that you have the original, what is something where you blew up?
The Abeng.
The Abeng, so you have the original Abeng. So Mr. Currygoat don't have the Abeng.
No, Mr. Currygoat was not Currygoat, it's Mr. Currygoat, no, sorry. I mean, the gentleman, he doesn't have no Abeng.
Oh, Mr.
Caesar Kalanji have the one for Kojo, and everyone for Nani. So Caesar Kalanji would have more power than him in a trillion mile. The Currygoat now was just sent there by Andrew Wellness, and then you cannot be sent or funded by a colonial government, and then you're not legitimate, and then because the colonialism was never legitimate from day one, but they were funded by the Governor General and by the British and by the Pope of Rome. So that's why now, for the first time, it was January the 6th now, representative of the Pope for the first time in the history, stepped up in a compound. And the first day when them step up there, them kill and crucify a lady the night. They have to sign blood anywhere the Pope go. Yes, I'm for and it was the first time anybody has ever been murdered in a compound.
Oh, so okay.
And then now, the colonel didn't even talk about it on the news. You know what he went in on the news to talk about? To say that I wasn't to come at the event. So imagine him just sacrifice a girl now for Andrew Wallace them now and the Pope of Rome.
So hold on, Mr. Paramount Chief. So you said that there was a girl that was sacrificed?
Yes, the night.
Oh, the night. Okay. Yeah, continue.
The night before now, the Pope sent representatives came up there. And then the French people them know who Kodjo did run out of the island and then they have to go back to Cuba and then Castro running from Cuba and then they have to go to America over the democratic side now. Them also came up there, so it was a takeover and a disrespect in all manner of aspect. And then now, Richard Curry and his cousin now ran the celebration in full Jamaican color, which now maroon color now is, the official color, maroon. You understand? And black with a little yellow side of it.
Oh.
And green.
So
and they branded the big Kodjo celebration, and first thing now, the colonialism celebrated Kodjo's birthday on January the 6th. Kodjo was born on January the 14th.
Oh. Okay, so Kodjo was born.
Kodjo now didn't came from Upper Compound. Kodjo came from St. James and Clarendon.
So if me look it up on the internet, what me look up Kodjo?
Yeah, look up Kodjo of the Maroon.
Hold on. Let me look it up. Hold on.
Captain Kodjo. And Kodjo there is a captain.
Hold on. Who is Captain Kodjo of the Maroon? Captain Kodjo, 1690s, 1764. It give me a bunch of, it said the Jamaican Maroon town in, okay, it's just giving me, it don't give me the date when he was born, but okay, it just give me a bunch. Oh, what 1864. It give me different stuff. 19 when?
Oh, Kodjo?
Yeah.
No, man, from 17, man, in the 17th centuries, man.
Oh, yes, it says 1764.
And them still tell a lie now because the treaty was signed in 1738. And then it signed the next one in 1739 because Kodjo, the British convinced Kodjo now to sign the treaty. Nani was still chopping off them head. And Nani said them don't keep them word.
So let me ask you a question. Everybody is asking, are you going to court in March?
In court now, all right. Me by a whole, I wouldn't go now, but let me take it back to the high priest and the minister of the Nyakepong global tribal government.
Yeah, let me ask you. Yes, sir.
Yeah,
So I was saying to him that
Let's focus that. This court issue is showing that the government of this country does not, and it fails to acknowledge the Maroons as sovereign beings. They are trying to hold we the Maroons under their constitution, and they lawfully know that no Maroons is bind under the constitution of Jamaica. It does not apply. Jamaica Constitution does not apply to the Maroon. Maroons are sovereign human beings.
Oh. So
the judge herself
right
is in violation of international law. For one, everyone has the right to identify themselves as a person before the law. Now, if a Maroon comes in your courthouse and identify his or herself as a Maroon, you, the judge, should acknowledge that your constitution does not apply to that person. And you should acknowledge that the arresting officer is in violation of international law for trying to charge a diplomat under a sovereign nation.
Okay. Okay, I see what you say. So therefore, he don't have to go to court that day then?
He doesn't have to.
Because
the Constitution, just as we were discussing earlier, the Maroon nation state has its own sovereign autonomous body and its own laws. The Jamaica Constitution, created by the Queen of Britain, has its own constitution, and it gives citizens the right to renounce that constitution, because that constitution is also illegal. Because remember, Indigenous people are the rightful owners of this land. The Queen of England, she was born in England. She was not born in the island of Jamaica. Therefore, as somebody who was not born on this island, she had no right to make such a claim to be the head of state. The head of state that they represent was one that was created by warfare on the indigenous people who were living on the land. So, a lot of people don't understand. A crime has been taken place to conquer and rule. Now, if we, the Maroon, decide to say that the warfare was illegal under international law, we have every right, because it was illegal. Because just imagine, you are at your home, somebody kicks in the door, they comes along, they took everything that is of value that you have. That is a crime. So not only did they come on this island and take away the land, they also take away the rights of individuals as human beings. Our rights as human rights are our God-given law to be free and equal in rights and dignity.
So what if he doesn't go to court that day and the judge issue a warrant for his arrest?
Well, you see, if the judge issue a warrant for his arrest, then the paramount chief have every right to go to the court as well and issue or demand that this judge be charged for the violation of international rights, because international rights apply to every human being. Article 20 clearly states no one should be forced into a corporation. You cannot force any Maroon to become a citizen of Jamaica or force them to be under the Constitution of Jamaica. The Constitution of Jamaica is a corporate body that, if so desire, one can choose the free will to represent or to be under that corporate body. Also, they have the right to renounce upon edifying themselves that they don't have to be a member of that corporate body because it was created without their knowledge.
Okay, and no, I learned a lot. Well, hopefully that day come and everything will resolve and nobody will get arrested because I guess the Prime Minister, he have to acknowledge that there is a different law that doesn't go for the Maroon versus a regular Jamaican citizen.
You have to understand, under the United Nations of the 194 member states, everyone consent to the legalities of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. Also, they are in consent of the UJIP, the Universal Declaration Rights of Indigenous People. Now, the government of Jamaica, as a sole body and a corporation, does not have the right to infringe upon the next corporation or human being. There are two, what we would say, sovereign states that should have diplomatic ties and agreement as how to function to liberate all people of all nations with the equality that they deserve as human beings. Human beings are the highest value of nature on this planet. So therefore, you should not discredit any human being for them to belittle themselves under your corporation or under your foot to live a low standard of life. Because we all see that Jamaica has been poverty-stricken because of the violation of human beings and their rights. For example, a lot of people has been over the years being maneuvered from their place of their livelihood or being displaced from where they live. Now, if the will of the people is the authority of government and indigenous people have the right to their land, you cannot put it or place it upon people and saying that you are squatters. How can you be a squatter that is born on the island and on the place of your nativity? These are all infringements of people's rights, and people need to be edified in this modern era of the type of roles that these governments are playing. And they should express themselves with the voice of the people and let them know that we will no longer stand for your colonialism and the decision making that you are making decision without our input.
Okay. I tell you, brother, I learn a lot, and I'm going to look up some more about this. And as time goes by, I hope I talk to you again and you guys can tell me more about it, and hopefully everything will resolve and all of that. And if somebody want to be get their Maroon identification, what's the process they have to go through?
The process is simple. It's a decision making, right? The Nyankopong government gives one that opportunity, that know that you are being edified as to how these corporations run. You can now renounce your citizenship and become a Maroon under the Nyankopong government by one, you can request an identification, bring in your debt citizen status of any other corporation, then you would be given your Maroon sovereign bond, that is your new bond into a new free system. And you can come to 69 Constance in Spring Road. They will guide 96 they will guide you through all the legalities of it, because you know that everything costs. Normally you pay a processing fee for the IDs, for the birth paper, is just like any other government. The only thing is that you will get more benefit because, one, as indigenous people, the right to your land, we are there to protect that in unity. So just like how you say right now, if people buy a parcel of land in Jamaica, you are not the owner for that land. You are the landholder, because it was stated in Parliament that all personal property are crown property. And as I said before, they are telling you that these land that you work so hard to earn and purchase these land, it's really not your own. It still belongs to the Queen, and that shouldn't be so.
Can you travel? Let me ask you a question. Can you travel with that? Can you travel with that ID?
All right. They also have the passport, but under the Nyankopong government, as I say, a newly formed government, we are seeking to establish all of those necessities that people can move from place to place under international law, protected by international law as sovereign beings. Nothing happens overnight. And as I said, we are in proclamation of it, and the people are expressing their will, and their will cannot be denied. And it's recognized worldwide. And the identity is recognized worldwide as Maroon. It's a global tribal nation.
So if this is new to a lot of people.
But even if you choose, you have the right to claim your indigenous nativity as a human being. Because it is a freedom of expression under international law, and you have the right for that freedom of expression.
So you can go to the American embassy and seek a visa with that ID?
We are not talking about ID, as we said. The
passport with the passport.
Remember, all right, you see, the ID is functional just like any ID. Driver's license, tax exempt, a means of identifying yourself as a native person. Then now we are in the process of the passport. The passport is one. Yeah, we are planning by late March, first week in April, somewhere about there, because these passports will no longer require a visa, because you have to understand that international law gives freedom of movement from place to place. And we are going to express this through the United Nations with our representative, because everyone has the right to see their representative in the United Nations. Mm-hmm. Because the United Nations is a governing body that protects indigenous people and all people of all land.
Okay, now I understand. Well, I learn a lot. And as I say, I want to thank you very much. And yeah, I learn a lot. Believe me, I learn a lot about this. And we're going to talk about this again as time goes by. Thank you so much.
Listen.
All right, thank you, my brother. LA.
Yes, Dr. Love. Yes,
so, I want to look up something too. So, LA, as you were saying, if anybody want to get their Maroon ID right now.
Dr. Love, remember we're moving on a different, so His Excellency, our Paramount Chief, our High Priest.
Mr. Paramount Chief, I'm sorry, sir.
No, man, no, let them stop calling Mr. It is either Paramount Chief or, yes, and we have to use our nativity,
Paramount Chief, how does the people get their ID if they want to get their ID?
Well, it is easy, if you're in England now, you can call it England office. We just finished up another office in America. So I can give you the numbers now off the air because I don't have it in my head. You understand? If you're in Nyankepong, otherwise known as Jamaica now, you can just now link now the Clarendon office. Or if you're in Savlamar, you can link the Savlamar office to that Great Spence Plaza. Or if you're in Montego Bay now, I don't really remember the address for the Montego Bay office. And if you're in a compound there, you can check Chief Lawrence or Chief Kanai, and then look a bit below that now, the Chinel Maroon Village. You can link the other chief down there so now, and you get the ID. You understand? So what Kurgoat is doing now is illegal because he's working with Andrew Olis them now, and we will have no part of it. That's why as of yesterday, if we read the Star yesterday, I gave him a specific order. Because we, the Maroon Nyankepong Global Tribal Government, we are the government of the Maroon Global Government. So we are the United Maroon Government. So Africa, no matter where you are in the world, once you're ready for your identification, you call the United Maroon Government, which is Nyankepong Sovereign Global. As you hear, the High Priest just filed for the Maroon Coptic Tribal Judah Church, just tell you, as well as the ambassador for the Maroon government, just tell you. Mm-hmm. It is a global identification. So if you're in America, you can sign up for it. If you're in Canada, you can sign up for it. They all have to respect it. And in Canada now, you have King Nanya now, the one who put the lien on Buckingham Palace. So we're going on with crazy things, as we would say nowadays language. That's mean only past things. So Chief Nanya now, in Canada now, you can call Chief Nanya office, and Chief Nanya office will let you get it. Yes, and we have now 2 offices in England, and now in London now, we're fixing up the other office in London, so it's supposed to be ready by now late March, late April, for the fundamental level. I can just call Dr. Love, and everybody know Dr. Love, otherwise known as Maroon Dr. Love now. Yes, and I know, or you can call Mr. Chris, and Mr. Chris will give you the number.
Right. Okay. So you're not in any shape or form of talking to the Prime Minister then?
No, man. We've been talking. Remember, said I was the one who dealt with the Prime Minister campaigning, and I can give you the Prime Minister personal number if he will answer you right now. And I have also Ed Bartlett number. I have Audley Shaw number. I have Portia number. As you know, that I was the one who dealt with their promotion way back in the days, and that is nothing that I'm begging you to tell the people. That is something that you know, because my company, Trillion Record Digital Distribution and Promotion and Marketing Company. We are the number one in marketing, so we used to deal with political promotion and all kind of promotion. But I would still like to tell the Prime Minister said what he need to do is announce the ratification of the land, because the Queen of England already ratified. That's why Donald Trump controlled the Jamaican army if you didn't know.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. Called any JDF soldier, them doesn't swear to the Queen again. Because the land have been ratified, but the Prime Minister underneath the Pope of Rome want to hold the land hostage. So that's why now they know that once the Maroon government, so they've already tried to assassinate me about 6 to 7 times. Almost every week they try assassination. Whether they don't come physically, them drop poison on my food, or them try to cut off the car steerings or something. So that's why every week now at least 15 times my car after they checked everything. Food, if I don't eat food from one place 5 times for the week, so I have to ship up all those things. But even if them kill me and get me off of Godland, the Maroon government done start already. We have over 1 million Maroon ID gone out already. So Curry Goat, what them set up there now, he will be facing international legalities for robbing of the people. Man, 51 million has been transferred from over in thieving cousin Ferran Williams to him. And the surprise is now, my friend Dr. Love, Colonel Ferran Williams letterhead did long have Curry Goat on it.
Oh, Curry.
And I would penetrate it. Even the Lumi, our Maroon Mono, Curry Goat and Ferran Williams send a letter to Timothy McPherson in Africa, underneath Queen Sheba III, to cease and desist from being financial minister for it. He doesn't get that rule.
Oh, so Curry Goat be sneaking long time.
Long time Curry Goat around the thing. And then now, the ganja license, it was Curry Goat who went into the United Nations now, under the Maroon name, you understand, and took the ganja license and turned it over to Andrew Willis. And Andrew Willis turned it over to Danville Walker. You understand? Because Jamaican government could send a ganja, because it is illegal for them to send a ganja, but we, the Maroon now, can send a ganja. That's why you see me have how much ganja plantation now. So if you want any amount of ganja, you call me now. I'm going to bring you down for the ganja field, and no Jamaican can run in from the ganja field, and we do it publicly.
So no soldier can run in from the ganja field?
No, if it will be an act of treason, and all of those soldiers, if the Prime Minister send them now, they would have to inform from the Prime Minister, so the Prime Minister send them, and they would have to skip over for them head and send lock down the Prime Minister for violation of the Constitution and violation of...
Oh, so you can't lock down the Prime Minister, you can't lock down Andrew unless a violation?
Yes. Not only me alone, but every Maroon on the land, which him is a Maroon to come by now. Before the British them came from the land, it was we the Ashanti Maroons them who did already live here. You understand? And even some of the Vikings them from Africa, which the Vikings them is Maroon people. So when they put on TV say Vikings are white people, that's lie. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
So when now Christopher Columbus came over here in the early 14s, he already come see up on the land, and he was brought over here by the Moorish Maroons them, the poor broke pocket one them who sell out and Christopher Columbus come show the land. And Christopher Columbus they already get the map out of the Roman Catholic Church, but he never know to read the map. The Maroon them, Moorish Maroon say, yo, we don't need the map, we already know it there. Come by now, the
Yes,
Vikings
Queen,
them,
right?
Cleopatra them was traveling the world.
Impossible, not to stand. Right. So, LA, so hold on, let me ask you something, LA. So, right now, Paramount Chief. So Andrew Wallace right now, is in violation.
Yeah, of the Constitution and of the Rural Act. Yes, and that's what I said.
Donald Trump now is locking down for them thieving Democrat because them violate the Constitution and they have been taking the pit of them and they kill off the pit of them and they make adrenaline. And every year, last year alone, 2,000 children went missing. And Andrew Willis is not investigating that. They're not talking about that. 2,000 children has been missing. Ask any police. And every year, thousands of children missing.
So can you move Andrew Willis from office?
Yeah, we know. All right, so tomorrow. All right, so yeah, man. So we does not want to move Andrew Willis from office. Andrew Willis 100% have to remove from office. You understand? Whether them like it or not, underneath the United Nations, underneath the Constitution, because what happened now, the Queen has ratified the land. So Andrew Willis have to prepare the land for we, the Maroon, to go into the governmental office and deal with it and deal back with the people. And that's why myself and my colleagues from the university of the West Indies, as well as 5 to 6 attorney at law, who I wish not to call them name right now, we got it together and created back the Maroon Constitution, the Maroon Parliament, the Maroon everything, and we now have office all over the world.
Okay. So the Governor General, so when you went have a meeting with the Governor General?
Very soon, but what happened now, the Governor General is very aware of us. We sent him a registered letters already. You understand?
Okay.
But you people come look up the office now, because we don't talk about Dr. Love all day on my way. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So okay, sorry, Paramount Chief. We going to talk again, and I hope Mr. Curry will surrender and walk away from office because you are the chief.
And we don't need him to walk away from office, my friend Dr. Love. Oh, look up there for someone to keep on the desk now. So I don't want him to walk away from office. I want him to just do the right thing because he's young and then different from that now. He's in the Freemason, and so he get certain knowledge on the Freemason what would I want him to establish, because I'm an ex-Freemason, you understand? But what I know, but if he decides him still want the evilness and he still want to sell out Maroon land, because remember the elders, them Dr. Love is warring for the cockpit country down there, So I think the first thing he would have done when he took it office as the colonel was to delete himself from colonel and changed over to captain or chief. And then the second thing what I thought he would do though is call me as a paramount. Listen me. You and Buzzard already to start tackle the government for the cockpit country. You remember I was the one and Daniel who was tackling the government for the cockpit country, then Tony Rebel and everybody started follow after. You remember?
Yes, I remember. Well on, Mr. Chief, Paramount Chief, sorry.
And even you, Dr. Love, from overseas, was tackling the Prime Minister for the cockpit country. You remember?
Yes, I remember that. I remember that, Paramount Chief. So
now why as him coming to office, we thought the cockpit country would be the first thing that he would be pressuring the government to the left, because the Chinese ever know this.
So all on before because time is running out. Let me ask you one question. So you're not going to court. You're not going to the court on that day.
Well, them still they have to look up baby under charge, which
No. I know, sir.
I might make an appearance. Yes, because I'm not going to the court. I will make an appearance. No, the other smaller key them. Look up there to see the other smaller.
So, but if you don't go to court that day, they could issue a warrant for your arrest.
No, if them burden impertinent to do that, no, the judge will be in trouble.
Oh, so you going to sue the judge?
No, we wouldn't put a suit with the judge. We would put a lien on her.
Oh, when you...
But if she wants a lien for the her.
So you're going to put a lien on the judge means that when you say put a lien on the judge, what it mean?
She would have to work for 200,000 a year to pay the lien, and plus if we decide to go further on first charges now, she would also be violating and breaking now the Constitution.
200,000, wait, 200,000 years?
She would have to work to pay for the fine that we would press on her. And then different from that now, Dr. Love, what did the computer told you is the fine for breaking the Constitution? What did it say is a three charges?
You can be, one of it is that you can be put to death, and you can be charged, and there was something else.
All right. So, do you think the judge wants to break the Constitution? Remember, all of us is none of us is bigger than the law. I am not bigger than the law. Now the judge is bigger than the law. Now Andrew Holness or Richard Curwood, sorry, not Curwood.
Richard Curwood, yes. Richard Curwood.
All right, Curwood. Yeah, since the angels and the gods of these things. So Richard Curwood is not bigger than the law. Now Andrew Holmes. And then different from that now, Andrew Holmes Holness now already breached the Constitution by getting involved with Maroon business. And Richard Curwood now broke the law by taking orders from Andrew Holness to attack the Paramount Chief and attack Maroon business. And his cousin now, who was the first colonel now, broke the law by stealing billions of dollars from their compound people them. You understand?
Yeah, so are you, so Paramount Chief, are you planning to travel overseas anytime soon?
Well, when Donald Trump is back fully running America, I will come over to see and congratulate him. You understand? And then different from that now, it's been a long time me and a link up, and you always meet up on my ground, so I will come over to come check you.
So you're not going to England anytime soon?
No, yes, man. Remember, so we have the England office them over there, so I would have to go over there to make sure that certain things is dealt with.
So the UK could expect you. The UK could expect you very soon, Paramount Chief.
Yes, man, could expect me, and big up King Nanya, because we're also voting, because there are many people voting to get the crown of England, but King Nanya from Canada is also one of the one who's running for to get the crown. The Queen
And big up, I want you big up to Kim Possible and Natashan, because, you know.
No, we have to big up Natashan and King Possible, and Natashan have a new song. We have a couple new songs that is going on good now, and he was just here in Jamaica, near Kepong, and Natashan, and remember, they said that Statue is banned in Jamaica, and ask Natashan. Meanwhile, Statue banned all over the almost Statue them that Natashan could have went to, and perform was in the Maroon village of Portmore, and the Maroon village of Spanish Town, and no police could have come lock off the Statue if they would be in violation of breaking the Constitution. So we, the Maroons, are the somebody in the Caribbean still keep his Statue every night and every week.
So Natashan get him Maroon ID?
You know, so for some reason, because he was so busy, but I tell you, sign of peace, because he's now in Canada now, and Justin Trudeau now want to kill off everybody in Canada. That's why them turned on the snowstorm the other day. You understand?
Wait, hold on. Where you say them to turn on the snowstorm?
Yeah, because it's snow machine, and I told you guys already said Joe Biden them is gonna try to kill off the people and by the snowstorm machine. Because remember, this is the first snow that no fire can melt, and this is the first snow who as it touch you, it freeze you. And water come out of people outside, the water freezes on the toilet, and they deliberately turn off the machine them, the heat machine them for the people. I remember I told the people them that long time. So now they're forcing out to give us the vaccine now to depopulate the world and to give you a thing called adrenaline vaccine as well as nanoparticle vaccine, and they can give it in food, and the swab them that they're taking when they go to the airport, the nanoparticles is on the edge. So we can willingly tell you that we have over 5,000 people worldwide who have died from the vaccine.
So Paramount Chief, you're saying that... Hold on, somebody coming in. Hold on. Paramount Chief, you're saying that them turn on the cinema Canada?
They turn it on in Canada, they turn it on in Texas, and they turn it on in England. Because what happened now, they're trying to freeze and kill off the people, you understand? And then take them body now and sell a thing called melanin, because it is running out. Because Donald Trump locked down the whole of the melanin store them, locked down the cave them, and them smuggle the pit them through. So they're still doing it in Jamaica right now as we speak. But we're not investigating them, and we're investigating also several Roman Catholic Church, and we don't spread the talk, because they're supposed to know by now that they're under investigation, because Roman Catholic churches are playing a vast in the children them missing. So why last year alone 2,000 children missing from Jamaica, and until now no one is investigating it, and every time one of our beautiful police officers them and brave police officers them investigate it, either they move them off a front line or transfer them to somewhere else, and if the police them still determined that they have to investigate in these children that is missing. Yes, so the police them turn up dead, and them dead in the line of duty, like how them kill Allardyce.
So you know, say Kim Possible. I think Kim Possible take the vaccine, you know.
No, she didn't take the vaccine, and she wouldn't be so stupid.
So one of this. So you think them?
Very highly educated doctor.
So
also a manager and a human rights activist, and she's also of our program that she deals with poor people with food and everything. So she wouldn't be so stupid.
So you know that in New Jersey right now we're having a lot of snow. So is a snow machine then turn on?
Yeah, that's a snow machine that them turn on to freeze the people to death, and they will turn it off, and that they will tell you that they gotta give you green energy. Green energy is a thing. When snow start turn on, the green energy them stop spinning because them freeze up. So we should eat that now. We go have gasoline and oil give them energy that is free, and then gone with wind turbine. You know, so say it's a plan to kill off the whole in America. And then them turn up the 5G system them partner now, which the 5G system them is not running out of wind turbine. So tell themselves to put the 5G them on a wind turbine. But they're running the 5G now, antennas them off of the normal energy, fed way off of the grid. But yes, you want to run phone house now off a wind turbine. And then them say it's a snow freeze at the wind turbine, so there is no light. But check in Texas now. Downtown Texas have light like glory, where the billionaires them and the corporation them is and the government them live. But the others of millions of people now is freezing up in them house. In Texas alone, over 500 people have died already.
So them turn on. So right now they turn on the snow machine in Canada. There's a snow machine because I'm trying to learn, you know.
Yeah, and also Texas. Ask Natasha and Kim Possible right now. If them not freeze almost to death in the house.
So it's a snow machine they turn on in Canada?
Yeah, man. And they have to have rain machine too. And then sometimes they can turn on Tanya the machine, and they can turn on the other machine what to make tsunami. How do them do now? Them go a couple 100 miles out of sea and turn on one of the nuclear bomb them. So the nuclear bomb now rise the water, and the water rises and sweep off everything that way. That means regular with like people like 80, and them test 80 by 80 the other day. And then after that now, they went to them 80 now, and they captured the look of people them. And then Hillary Clinton, people them was caught red-handed, and then Trump locked them up. You understand?
Okay, so this, okay, no, because I was wondering why we have, you know, that in New Jersey here, I noticed for the last couple of weeks we have a lot of snow back to back, and I wonder where snow come from. A snow machine then turn on.
Yeah, it's a snow machine, and it's also on YouTube, because we are going now. Yeah, we're going now. So we have now, what are the doctor? The budget for the time the building tomorrow. Tell him to come early, call me. You understand? I'm going to come up here early. You understand? Alright. Yeah, man, nothing wrong with that, boss. Yeah, man, alright, sorry about that, doctor, because, you know, we're fixing up under the Maroon office.
So as I said, for the last 3 weeks, I've been snow in New Jersey. And then when I say snow machine and turn on.
Yeah, man, it's the weather machine, man. They can Google it.
Snow machine.
Yeah. So, all over the world now, most of the events that we're going now, it's not regular snow. It's the snow machine I'm turning on. Yes, and they do it in China, they do it all over.
So who control the snow machine?
Bill Gates people them control it. And what them name again? Some other people that China control the snow machine.
So you think say them are gonna give Andrew Wallace a snow machine to make snow start fall at Jamaica?
No, if they want to make snow fall at Jamaica, it can fall. Remember say certain place in Texas snow never fall in history, you know. You don't see the fall.
Oh, Minister ask, I mean if them are give.
Huh?
Okay, I understand. All right, Mr. Paramount Chief, I want. Oh, sorry, Paramount Chief, I want to thank you so much for your time. And I never know said them have snow machine turn on. I just learned it today. I never know.
Yeah, man, storm everything them all. Just Google it and look on man-made with a machine. And the Chinese them told you about it nearly 6 years ago about what going on with watch them thing there. And even the depopulation program. Go on Bill Gates' website and see if it even tell you how much millions of people in America alone for dead before 2030, how much billions worldwide, but they're targeting our people, our skin color people, we the maroon people who call ourselves black. Because what happened now? Them have to kill off us because we are the owner for the land. And them 90 years in this colonization is up. That's why Bill Gates tell us, that's why Donald Trump tell us don't pay tax. Because he's suffering. So Donald Trump step back his sovereignty thing now. And Donald Trump's also free up himself now from the Pope of Rome and from the royal crown. So Donald Trump is the man right now what everybody can look out for. And Donald Trump is a man that love the people. So we're going back now to make America and the world great again, where we do not have black and white and we do not have racial discrimination. Everybody is one, seeing each other as one. But I, as well as my colleagues worldwide, we have to secure back our nation also too. Because if we do not secure our nation now, Bill Gates already buy out all of the Caribbean already. Prime Minister them, yes, and then the Prime Minister them get paid for sell we out. Like how the Democrat them buy out somebody, they buy out almost all of the press and media. So the press and media get paid to do not let you know what's going on the news. Cause a lot of people do not know say that over 500 people died in Texas alone already. Over that, the snow kill.
Okay, so may I hopefully say them turn off the snow machine in America soon because we have so much snow in Jersey and me never know a snow machine.
No, what happened now because them turn off the grid panel now. So different from that now.
The grid?
The grid.
Or them turn off the grid?
Yeah, pan on now. So enough place of snow never fall, we never start the snow fall and then if you disbelieve me now, because you're in Jersey now, right?
Yeah, I'm in Jersey right now.
Alright, when you're done, go out the door, take up a snowball, and put the biggest piece of fire underneath it, and see if it will melt it if the water run off of it. And then you will be surprised. It's a man-made snow, but they have fun enough, fundamentally speaking.
Okay. All right, so
just take it up now.
I'm gonna go.
And then what you do now?
Yeah.
You carry it live. Meanwhile you're doing it, carry it live. The snow cannot melt. It's a man-made snow. Because you know it's a normal snow now. If you put piece of fire upon it, it melt and turn water, and you could have a drink the water and do enough other thing with the water. You understand?
Okay. Mr. Paramount Chief, thank you so much for your time, and then I will talk to you soon.
All right, my friend, Chris, one love.
One love.
Yeah.
When I think of the goodness of Jesus and what he has done for me, my soul cries out, hallelujah. We're not Shan there. I will Kim Possible. Let me click on Kim Possible. We're not Shan or Kim Possible. Oh, Jesus Christ. And what he has done for me, my soul cries out, hallelujah. Thank God for saving me. When I think of the goodness of Jesus and what he has done for me. May I click on Kim Possible now answer, Natishan. Me click on Natishan. See Natishan there. Me click on Natishan. Natishan, accept the invite. Oh, Jesus Christ. Is there a snow machine in America?
According to How's Beautiful, the American DJ Snow Flurry snow machine is a
I
high-output
want
snow
that
machine
fellow.
that comes with a timer remote, so you can make sure you're getting the...
That's a shot.
Me see you finally get Ellie.
That's a shot. What red wrong?
Eh?
What red? What?
Me see you finally get your partner. Your
Yeah, but
favorite
that's a
Ellie.
shot. That's a shot. What do you think went wrong? I saw a while ago.
Seven.
That's a shot. What went wrong a while ago?
Listen, when it comes to the paramount chief, nothing can go wrong.
So that's a shot.
Eh.
So we have a snow machine in Canada.
What?
We have a snow machine in Canada.
Snow machine?
Yeah, we turn it. Then turn on the snow and turn it off for Canada.
I'm saying they alternating the weather.
Yeah, it says a snow machine, then turn it on and turn it off.
Listen, when it comes to the paramount, you know, anything is possible. You know. Remember that, you know. I mean, at the paramount chief, you know. LEWS you're talking.
But Kim Possible said she take the vaccine, and LA said Kim Possible would never do that.
Why? I tell you.
Why? Latisha, we have a case for we are.
Sevens are the great. LA are the greatest, man. Just
No. Latisha, why go Latisha?
there, man. They are listening interview, the big interview, you know.
Boy,
Really?
so you don't get
Eh?
you don't get your maroon ID.
What kind of? Take him, make Ellie call and beat me, but.
Somebody that keep mix up. Somebody find keep mix up. No. Snow
Yeah, take
machine,
the-
Latisha.
Dr. Love, not take the man thing for joke and stuff.
Hey, what is that? I want to sing the song. Say, Rasta got soul.
Buju.
The Phantom.
Buju
No
and
man, Rasta got
Fantan
soul.
Moja.
Rasta will take
Fantan
my
Moja.
soul.
Fantan. A Fantan Moja.
That's it, Shad. Send me the new song. Send me,
Yeah, man,
send me
I
new
send it
song.
to you, man. I
Send
send
it
it
to
to
me.
you.
Boy, like it, Shad. Boy, this 2021 start out very good.
You see, Process Carter say this song will happen. Natisha new song will happen. Give thanks.
Yeah, more the new song, Natisha. Send it, come give me more. Come on. I mean, I set up a interview with the thing, but boy, Natisha, me can't talk about music today. That one
Now,
a big.
right? Trust me.
That one a big, Natisha.
Remember, you know, 2 weeks now, you tell me for hunt down the Paramount for company show. You know.
I'm
I call him, I call Ellie, I say, Dr.
Natisha, send me a new song now. I want to play it. Send it to me right now.
I will send it to you.
Right
All
now,
right, yeah.
right now. Jesus Christ Almighty. Hey. You know, say them have a cinema machine with turn on the cinema. LA say them have a cinema machine with turn on. What turn on the cinema, make the cinema. Jesus Christ Almighty. Anybody want to come on the live? Anybody like to come on the live? Hold on, I have to find it. Snow machine. Does they have a snow machine to control the weather? We really can control weather, but it may not be very helpful. Oh, Jesus Christ Almighty. Them say but it will not be helpful. Oh, Jesus. Oh, boy. Oh, Jesus Christ. Does they have a snow machine to control the weather? Or could control the weather? It is possible. Allah will find something.
You know, they were talking about climate change yesterday, and now we're learning that scientists and researchers are looking at how to change the weather on purpose. That's right. Lasers now could one day manipulate rain and lightning. CBS This Morning contributor Michio Kaku is a physics professor at City College of New York. Professor, nice to see you. Extraordinary seeing Al Gore and Bill Clinton there together with Charlie, wasn't it?
That's right, yeah.
Yeah, they did not get into this discussion, though. But it is fascinating. I mean, lasers, really, to change the weather?
That's right. Well, as Mark Twain once famously said, everyone complains about the weather, but no one ever does anything about it. Well, instead of doing a rain dance, we physicists are firing trillion-watt lasers into the sky to actually precipitate rain clouds and actually bring down lightning bolts. This is potentially a game changer.
But this is experimental.
It's experimental. However, in the laboratory so far, we're firing trillion-watt lasers into the sky to actually precipitate rain clouds and actually bring down lightning bolts. This is potentially a game changer.
But this is experimental.
It's experimental. However, in the laboratory so far, it works. When you have water vapor and you have dust particles or ice crystals, you can precipitate rain. It condenses around the seeds. These seeds can also be created by laser beams. By firing trillion-watt lasers, you rip apart the electrons, creating what are called ions, and these ions act like seeds, like dust particles, bringing down rain and even lightning. Katie, go ahead.
Well, this fascinates me in part because, too, I remember reading the stories that China had used this during the Olympics, that the USSR had used this after Chernobyl to create rain clouds. I mean, did those really work then? We have some of these capabilities now?
Inconclusive. Even in the 60s, the CIA used this to bring down monsoons during the Vietnam War, to wash out the Viet Cong. Governments have been playing with this thing.
Alleged to.
Alleged to, right.
Yeah.
Now, we realize that for decades now, these governments have been alleged to have experimented with weather control.
If I cut off, I'm playing Natishan song before I cut off. Oh, shit. Play Natishan song before I cut off. Because this is, boy, I can't do no more of this. I come off.
I hear cries, cries.
Oh, yeah, sing about it.
I hear cries,
Sing about it.
cries, cries.
Hey, bud.
I hear cries, oh cries, cries. Every day we rise up problems. World atrocities them never want end. Leaders of the world can't seem to solve them. When them create the problem, this have to be the works of men.
No, me have to come back. Me have to come back and play. Me have to restart the live. Me hear that song and that song. How you come? Hold on.